Wow, Happy New Year, Happy 2025. We bless God for giving us the grace to be able to cross over from 2024 to 2025. And welcome to Pesta Studio, the latest, the Obonge Baba of Studio. Today, I have a good news for you. I have one of my father, the believer of this country, and the believer of Mr. President, and most especially the believer of one Nigeria. Today I'm going to introduce to you my father, and he's going to open his mouth to say welcome to Nigeria and welcome to Pesta Studio. You are highly welcome, sir.
Pesta Studio, thank you so much for having me this evening.
You are welcome, sir. With this Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President, number one, we really appreciate Mr. President for appointing you as the chairman, or the executive chairman. But at the same time, what is your message to Nigerians about Mr. President? For them to know that there's going to be lights after the end of tunnel.
Honestly, the statement you've made has been my watchword.
Wow.
That Nigerians should look at this man who did come to power, not because he wants to steal or not because he is not rich. He had in his mind to change this country.
He had in his mind to change
this country. And let me start with the issue of subsidy removal. If you see the billions and billions Nigerians in power and whatever had stolen because of this subsidy.
Hey!
People didn't like it, but if you ask all the state governors, they will tell you this is the only leader that they have gotten more than 10 times what other leaders had given them during this period.
Wow.
And we can see development. Recently, Mr. President was in Enugu, and I caught the speech of the governor that he is a true father, he is the true leader of democracy in this country. I will not be surprised if the 36 states in this country vote President Tinubu in 2027.
Wow.
Whatever happens, I am confident, and I want to speak with confidence that there will be light at the end of the tunnel.
Amen.
First, let's look at how he had put up the river basins and the promises he has put. What this elderly, most reliable human being has done to this country is that first, we should do every effort possible to put food on the tables, tables of the people of
Nigerians.
And of course, that is the mainstay of the river basin, having to have an all-season round farming, so that food will
all
be in our
seasons.
round.
Yes. Other drive
whether
seasons,
yes, that
whether rain is falling or not.
Yes, or not.
Let that be.
That is the reason where we are into making dams, into making boreholes, into bringing in seeds, into improved seeds, into fertilizer, providing tractors, providing other inputs that will boost agriculture. Anybody who thinks like this has already taken the country at heart, and that is what he has for us.
Wow.
I believe that all of us who are in charge of the necessities of life, like food and education, you can see the people here is putting now into education. There are people that know what it is to have quality education. The issue of the renewed hope agenda in total is an issue for the betterment of this country.
Betterment
yes,
of the country.
And I want to plead with people, before you repair something that has spoiled, it will take a little time. But we have already seen. Look at the fuel now.
See,
every day fuel
Christmas and New Year, no traffic jam.
No traffic jam.
Station.
And the prices of these commodities in the filling stations are going down day in, day out. Don't be surprised to see very soon that petrol is sold at even 500 or even below.
Wow, that's a great one.
People will forget. And because before you effect this change, you definitely have to have time, and the process is that. So to me, the best thing that has happened to this country is having President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president, because he is a father to all. He has no section. In fact, let me say one story. When he put the issue of Muslim ticket, I am an elder, a Christian from the north.
Oh,
but because I know the man very well, I had been with him in Lagos, and I see him as a Muslim, but attending church with his wife and children. We used to go to church together. That level of tolerance, I believe in him that no other person can do it in this country. Therefore, when the Christians call for us, especially those of us who are in the those of us in the APC, called that we should pull out. I did not mince words by telling them, I am not pulling out because I know this man means well for us. It was just a strategy to win election. Since that is the psyche of our people up north, it was a strategy. And we used it perfectly, and he has won. And he has not disappointed this country.
Can I shock you, sir?
Yes.
Even the American president that is going to be sworn in very soon, he applied the same strategy. He believes in them. He asked them to join him in campaign. And I'm sure that is fantastic.
It was fantastic. And you see, immediately he came in, I had cause to go back to the churches that I had spoken. I went into churches. I had cause to go. I said, what I will say? Look at the immediate past government. Those of us, the minorities of the north, Christians in the north, we would not say we enjoyed the immediate past government at all. But immediately this man came in, you can see the appointment of the chief of defense staff from a minority Christian in the north. That alone, that was the first thing that the Christians said, oh, they had made a mistake. Those of them that did not believe us. So I want to state that subsequently, the appointments he has been doing, he is taking care of almost every sector. Both Muslims, both Christians, both Hausas, both non-Hausas, non-Fulanis, the Igbos, and everything. And another thing which I believe he was going to do, and he did it. You can see how he brought people in from other parties. Didn't ask them didn't ask them to decamp from their parties. He said, no, remain in your parties, but come and serve. Let us have
one example.
One of them is wicked. The FCT. And of course, let me confess, I didn't like him initially, but immediately he came into FCT and the magic he has been doing here, I love the man. I love the man. So Tinubu did the right thing. And of course, recently, you can see how he brought Mrs. Ojukwu
that's
into government.
That's
from ABGA.
That's brilliant.
You know very well too that we didn't do well. They didn't do well by voting us. Yet the man has a large heart, and he did tell them he's a father with a large heart. So having a person like this, Nigerians should be patient. In the next 1-2 years, they would find out that we have gone to the lost glory would have been retrieved by him, by this administration.
Finally, sir, what is your belief about Mr. President with I believe you want Nigeria?
Of course, the culmination of the entire thing. During his time, every region now is having a development area so that you can, a development commission, so that you can develop.
Now you have development. Mr. President, I believe more than enough money.
Yes.
If your governor is not performing, Mr. President, I've said to him,
of course,
ask your governor, that where is the money, where the echo?
And look at the development commission. Northeast was there, quite all right. South was there. But as he came, all the other zones, I'm only pleading to that my North Central Zone should have its own development commission immediately. Because we are the food basket of this nation, and we are a zone, a proper APC zone with only one state given to the PDP, and we are sure we will have that state come 2027. Either the incumbent or whatever, but we will definitely have APC in all the 6 states of the North.
There's something I discovered from Mr. President. How could Mr. President forgive, forget a man that says all the negative things about him during the election and still bring him on the table to come and dine, to come and eat together with him? How can you classify such a man that is such?
Let
Not allow EFCC to chase the man.
Let me tell you.
Or DSS to arrest.
Let me tell you something about this man. A man is a father to all.
A father to all.
The man forgives. I had one-on-one with Mr. President severally, and I have studied him. As a publisher, I had dedicated my publication purely for the growth of this man because I believe in him.
That's right.
This is a man of which he knows very well you've hurt him. But provided you come around and you say this, even
like
if you don't come around, he will. In his own case, it has gone beyond even a prodigal son. A prodigal son comes to beg the father that I have done it wrong, so accept me. But this is a man of which even if you don't come, he will go to you and say, come. So he goes to the extent of bringing in people who are even his enemies. He brings them in, because not them coming in. And even as a president, he would have simply said, okay, you said no with me, but I have gotten it, so to hell with you. But that is not him.
He never do that.
That's not him. So I want to state that Nigerians should be patient with this man. And any attempt, the idea of some people thinking that they can come together, politicians, what is the percentage of the politicians? The real Nigerians will reject their own decision, because it is evil for anybody to think that Tinubu would not be able to lead this nation for his 8 years. I am confident that he will lead this country for 8 years. God will give him good health. God will give him strength. And another thing I would want to state is the ability of Mr. President to reject cabal nation of governance.
Wow.
So he refuses cabals, and if it is clear that you think you are a cabal, he dismantles it. So I am happy about that one.
That is very
we are going to have a leader.
You have heard it all from my father, from my senior. This is the first time Nigeria have his own president, not by cabal. And I want you to know, I'm assuring you that this is a time for us to come together. This is our country. The time for campaign has gone. Let's make Nigeria great again. Let's make Nigeria where we should be in the community of the nations. And I know that Nigeria shall be great again. God bless us to listen to us. But still, my father and my elders, he have the conclusion word for you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I want to bring to the notice of Nigerians that the act of God cannot be overturned by man. I am among the first set of people who came out with support groups asking Mr. President to come out to contest. But at the same time, as an experienced politician, I did see that there were a lot of attempts by people in this country to deny him. This is a man who was not supported by the status quo in this country. The former leaders, who normally they are the ones that will say, let this thing happen, and it will happen. They tried that this should not happen, and it happened. Even within our party, the leadership of the party at that time, they tried everything to see that they stopped this man from contesting this election by coming out with an obnoxious decision that the Senate president was the consensus candidate. Yet, people within the party objected to it, and the party lost the leadership of the party lost. We are very much aware, and I will say it without missing words, that during our campaigns and whatever, people in the government of the day, of our own government, APC, they were not following us for campaigns.
Wow.
They were antagonizing what we were doing it, yet God destined this man, and he did.
Wonderful.
That is not all. Those that God has placed some wealth in their hands, the billionaires or trillionaires of this country, they didn't support this man.
Can you imagine?
They didn't support him, because I did know all those that did follow this man, because I was following him from state to state. I was following him from whatever place, and I didn't see them. Yet,
we did not see them, sir.
I didn't see them there. We didn't see them.
Did not see them.
We didn't see them. And yet, God said they cannot do anything. Similarly, even the traditional rulers, I want to say it categorically, even the traditional rulers, they didn't give him a chance. I can mention one or two, but I don't want to mention them, who are actually people who believed in him. Not too many. From across the zones. These are people who are in charge of their domains. They didn't want the man to become president. But because God had said it, he became president.
We thank God for that.
The academicians and whatever, they brought all kinds of things. The lawyers, the whatever.
Everything.
But I'd always told people, the person God destines, no attempt a human being will do that will stop him. This man crossed all these hurdles, and he is a president today. And finally, he is the only president in this country that nobody can lay claim that he is his godfather, that he had made him president. It is the first time that you have the godfather in oneself, and that is the Tinubu I know. He is the godfather of himself, and you can see the people this man has brought up, and they are human beings today. This man is a blessing to this country. That is all, and I pray that God gives him good health, long life, strength, and the wisdom of Solomon to lead this country. Thank you very much.
I'm using this opportunity to appeal to everyone appointed by Mr. President, just like my elder and my father. Don't see Mr. President appointed you. It is Nigeria that appointed you, and God. Please, I appeal to you in the name of God, the Allah, the Almighty. Do everything to make sure that you write your name in gold and make Nigeria great. And God bless you for doing so. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. We appreciate you, sir.
So much.
And as you are going through and through, the Lord will protect you and protect everybody.
I am pleased, and I would want to state that you continue the good work you have been doing.
Thank you very much, sir.
By the special grace of God, all of us will be there one by one.
Amen.
Thank you.
Produced by Ambassador Mike Oluwole, the strategic branding icon.